North Carolina has a budget surplus, and now lawmakers say they could include a rebate in the next state budget. WRAL's Capitol Bureau Chief Laura Leslie joining us live from the legislative building. Laura, I'm curious how likely this actually would be.
Probably not very likely, to be perfectly honest. The state does have a $1.4 billion budget surplus. The Senate leader Phil Berger said today there have been some discussions on whether to use part or all that money for a rebate for taxpayers, but he did not sound optimistic about that. It's been at least a decade since lawmakers issued a one-time rebate to taxpayers. Back in 2019, Republican leaders proposed a rebate of $125 a person, but that never materialized because of the budget standoff that year. Senate leader Phil Berger didn't seem to think the odds are much better this year, but he said it has been discussed. Berger said he'd prefer not to do it unless the checks can be larger.
We're looking at it, but I don't think there'd be an interest in doing it unless the amount we could send out would be an amount that would make a difference, more than a half a tank of gas and stuff like that.
Well, that's partly because some of the surplus has already been earmarked by House and Senate leaders. They've already agreed to set aside $500 million to expand the private school voucher program. If you back that amount out of the surplus, that would mean just $111 apiece if they gave a rebate to every adult, or $220 per household in the state. That is a little more than a half a tank of gas, but not much. Berger said it is still under consideration. Dan?
I'd still think people would say yes to $220. Laura Leslie reporting live at the state legislative building. Thank you. So the